Hello, this is World University and Schools News and Question and Answer on Monday, September 30th, 2024, last day of the month of September. And as we wait to see if people will join this open World University and School question and answer, MIT Open Courseware Centric Wiki World University and School question and answer. I'd like to wish you happy autumn. I'm holding up a little pumpkin from World University and School, and begin by sharing some recent developments with World University and School, namely momentously, World University and School has developed a new Bangladesh wiki, World University and School, in the Bengali language on Google Sites. So there's a new Bangladesh World University and School in Bangla in Google Sites that has a bilingual counterpart in English, but that in Google Sites also, but that isn't as far along yet. And in this process, World University and School is seeking to reach out to the 171 million Bangladeshis and the approximately 250 million Bangla speakers, so Bengali speakers in Bangladesh. Maybe 100 million of the 171 million Bangladeshis speak the Bangla language, and also just to the west of Bangladesh is West Bengal, India, which has many millions of Bangla speakers as well as Bangla-speaking communities around the world in all 200 countries. So check out this emerging Bangladesh World University and School in the Bangla language that is newly in Google Sites. And I'll say more about this throughout today's WUS News and Question and Answer. So agenda item 0, take the free hashtag CS First with hashtag with Google at World Universities course, csfirst.withgoogle.com, and enroll into World University and School for MIT OpenCourseWare Centric, hashtag free WUAS degrees. Check out these hashtags on Twitter. So a set of tweets, 7 tweets in these regards, also 2 LinkedIn posts, I think. The set of tweets reads, take the free hashtag CS First with Google at hashtag WUAS, UNIVS, course, CS First, period, with Google, period, com, and enroll at World University and School for free, hashtag MIT Open Course OCW-centric, hashtag free WUAS degrees. New video about getting a free coding certificate too in taking this course from WUAS. And also on the new YouTube channel for World University and School, President at World University and School. So there's a blog post that has all this in it as well from this past week, September of 2024, Centaurum erythrea flower. So there are 4 free words free in that set of Twitter posts. One for the free CS First with Google at World University and School course, one free MIT open course for Centric, free WUS degrees, and lastly, free coding certificate from one WUAS in these regards. Seeking matriculating students, I would love to be able to speak this in the Bangla language, and that may be possible with time, or at least Bangla speakers could translate the transcript under this new video that's mentioned in this set of tweets, and it's on the new YouTube channel for World University and School. President @ World Univ and SCH, no underscore in there. Check it out. There are only 2 videos on this new YouTube channel so far. Good to have started this new YouTube channel as well with a related email address, president@worlduniversityandschool.org. So if you know of Bangla speakers interested in, or English speakers interested in free coding course and a free certificate, and potentially with that to matriculate into free MIT Open Coursera Centric World University and School for free World University and School degrees, eventually after bachelor and 2-year AAAS undergraduate degree, 4-year bachelor's degree, PhD, law, medicine, IB high school or similar, and master's degrees. Check out this video and check out the new YouTube channel for World University and School. And check out the 2 blog posts for today, September 30th, 2024, both in scott-mccloud.blogspot.com and worlduniversityandschool.blogspot.com for some of these URLs and links and to revisit this. So agenda item 1. I've mentioned this a tiny bit so far, but new hashtag Bangladesh World Univ and SCH in hashtag Bangla WUAS. And it's in Google Sites. The URL for that is sites.google.com/view/BD World University and School /home. So there's no underscores in BD World University and School. BD stands for Bangladesh. So a set of tweets in these regards. Friends, hashtag Bangla language perspective, hashtag WUAS students. New, hashtag Bangladesh World Univ and SCH in hashtag Bangla WUAS language. And in the new Google Sites, BD World University and School. Take the free hashtag CS First, hashtag with Google at hashtag WUAS UNIVS course CS First period with Google period com, and enroll in at World University and School for hashtag MIT OCW -centric hashtag free WUAS degrees. I posted this also to Facebook, the World University and School Facebook page, facebook.com/groups/487536084141, and my own personal Facebook page, facebook.com/MacLeod, MACLEOD, and 2 LinkedIn sites as well, 2 LinkedIn feeds for myself. Agenda item 2. So this is regarding a realistic virtual Earth for history and a realistic virtual Earth that is Harbin Hot Springs. So a hashtag realistic virtual Harbin Hot Springs as ethnographic field site. So a set of tweets in these regards. that take one into Google Street View. So check out the blog posts for today in order to access the links to get into Google Street View. So the agenda item 2, wow, a Googler, hashtag Peter Norvig, question mark, has been building out hashtag realistic virtual Harbin in hashtag G Street View with hashtag G time slider 2012, hashtag Harbin Gatehouse, scott-mccloud.blogspot.com/2024-09, white-bellied-heron. So the set of tweets reads, wow, a Googler, hashtag Peter Norvig has been building out hashtag realistic virtual Earth in Google Street View with hashtag G time slider in 2012, hashtag Harbin Gatehouse. So there's a photo of the Harbin Gatehouse from 2012. And if you go into this realistic virtual world or Earth of Google Street View to this link and see this and enter this world, teleport down in front of the Harbin Gatehouse, and in 2012, you can begin to move around this virtual Earth. And as you turn left and possibly walk 4 miles down the road to Middletown, California from the Harbin Gatehouse, as you turn left, you can see a place over on the side of the road, which was where a vintage fire engine stood. But in 2012, it's not there. So next URL for Google Street View, and in 2007, another way in to teleport into this Google Street View, Harbin Gatehouse, 2007 URL, there is a hashtag vintage fire engine. So if you go into the URL with the 2007 Harbin Hot Springs Gatehouse, and then you turn left over to the side of the road, you'll see this vintage fire engine. And this is to partly show for years now how the time slider function in Google Street View works. You can go to the Harbin Gatehouse, turn left in 2012 and not see the fire engine. You can time slide back to 2007 and see the vintage fire engine. So there's a new 2024 development as some Googler, I think, is building out this Harbin Gatehouse. So for 2024. And there, as you go into this URL for 2024 to the Harbin Gatehouse in Google Street View with time slider and turn left, you can see a vintage RV, recreational vehicle. And it has a big porch in front of it, and the RV says Mint on the front of it. And it may be where some of the staff at Harbin Hot Springs, the residents who work in the Harbin Gatehouse, 24 hours, 7 days a week, receiving visitors and guests in to the Harbin property so that visitors can soak in the Harbin pools. It may be where some of these people stay, Harbin residents. I worked a little bit in the Harbin Gatehouse when I was also doing ethnographic field work at Harbin Hot Springs back in around 2004, 2005. And this is a spot where you can, if you're maybe working the night shift at the Harbin Gatehouse, you can, and there are 2 people, maybe 2 people, 1 person can go over and sleep in this Mint recreational vehicle over to the side of the road where the vintage fire engine was. So here are 3 views of the Harbin Gatehouse, 2007, 2012, 2024. And when you turn to the left in each of them with time slider function, you see different things. 2007, you see the vintage fire engine. 2012, you turn to the left and there's no fire engine. There's just the place where the fire engine was by the side of the road. And in 2024, 12 years later, there's an RV, and it's maybe a little bit of an older RV. So it's a vintage RV. It has a porch built out in front of it, and it's a way also of creating history, of Google creating history, just a little bit of history of the Harbin Gatehouse further by adding this new 2024 set of Google imagery. Maybe a Google car went up to the Harbin Gatehouse and created this new set of imagery. And the cool thing about Google Street View with Time Slider is that we can all add our photos and our videos to Google Street View too. So we can participate almost wiki fast in creating realistic virtual Harbin hot springs of the gatehouse in this case, or a realistic virtual Earth. That is a cool way to build out a realistic virtual Earth, to have Google do it, and to also for all of us to be able to do it. I've posted a photo of the Harbin Gatehouse also in this Google Street View. And I haven't checked recently whether it's still there, but it's been there for years. I think it was from 2011, but it was perhaps dated a few years after that by Google or similar. So I'm very excited about both a realistic virtual Harbin hot springs and a realistic virtual Earth for history. And am wondering how it might be possible to engage Google Street View with Time Slider further for a realistic virtual Earth for history, and particularly for realistic virtual Harbin. So go to the blog entry from Saturday, the 28th of September, 2024, in my blog, scott-mccloud.blogspot.com, 2024-09. It begins white-bellied heron. That's a bird species. And see the Google Earth article with satellite imagery of Lake Oroville, a reservoir about 126 miles from the Harbin Gatehouse by roads in Northern California from the year 2018. And as I seek to, so satellites could easily take pictures of Harbin hot springs as well, and they could easily have been taken the pictures of Harbin hot springs during the time I did the bulk of my ethnographic or anthropological fieldwork, 2005 to basically 2015. And my first big book, Naked Harbin Ethnography, Hippies, Warm Pools, Counterculture, Virtual Soaking, and Virtual Harbin, are published by the New Academic Press at World University and School, again in 2016, is a part of this project to build out a realistic virtual Harbin hot springs. And could I somehow, or historians or anthropologists or social scientists, and also scientists, physicists, chemists, geologists, biologists, access data from years ago from Google and satellite imagery and other, NASA maybe, for further research processes? And how would that work? And could we even add this to Google Street View with Time Slider for the Harbin Hot Springs ethnographic book number 2? I'm seeking for my 7th book a few years from now to create a realistic virtual Harbin hot springs further in Google Street View with Time Slider in these regards. This most recent edition of a 2024, probably by Google, Harbin Gatehouse with a vintage RV van over to the left is a remarkable new development in Google Street View with Time Slider regarding a realistic virtual Harbin hot springs. Go into Google Street View at the Harbin Gatehouse and explore walking down the 4 miles, so-called walking virtually. I don't know if it's spacewalking or what, walking down the 4-mile road from the Harbin Gatehouse to Middletown, California. Walk around Middletown, California in Google Street View with Time Slider. Check it out. These are all in very still beginning phases, all the imagery from different years, all the videos. And as we aggregate other resources and data and evidence, potentially into even a realistic virtual Earth for history. Again, I've mentioned this in a couple of recent WS News and Question and Answer. Check out the incredible article from Peter Norvig in Tulify AI, hashtag Tulify AI, WUAS on Twitter. It's titled Revolutionizing Education with Machine Learning and AI, World University in School. And it mentions a realistic virtual Earth for science and social science, and it mentions language diversity with MIT OpenCourseWare, and it mentions studying enjoyment in learning in a realistic virtual Earth, and it mentions a virtual Harbin hot springs, and for studying bliss even. Potentially this will be a focus of my 7th book upcoming in a few years, another Harbin Hot Springs ethnographic book project, both in Google Street View with Time Slider and published from text in the sidebar of Google Street View to paper, and published from Google Street View, more importantly, and to reinvent the book even to new digital formats, perhaps published to a WS multimedia room. Could you walk into a room that was multimedia, Google Street View, TV panels on all 4 sides and the ceiling and the floor, and enter into a book and both read it in a sense, but also be part of research, do your own research in these regards, or in the back of your digital glasses, or with a brainwave headset, and similar. So, agenda item 3, a multimedia house for hashtag WUS language learning, hashtag Scots Gaelic language, hashtag Hindi language, set of tweets in these regards. With all 7.9 billion of us being born, coded to speak language, and learning first from our mothers and fathers, our ma's and our pa's, how to code hashtag WUAS language learning into hashtag a WUAS multimedia house in hashtag a realistic virtual Earth, hashtag for language learning, and with hashtag physical digital, hashtag avatar agent mothers, hashtag WUAS caregivers, hashtag language teachers. So the idea here is that seeing as we're all born with the ability to speak language, and that our parents teach us language initially, I posit, and it's often by repetition, in what ways could we create a new environment in a realistic virtual house, even with avatar agents, perhaps in the walls of TV panels, screens that were our parents, or becoming eventually holograms or robots, as mothers, as caregivers, for learning a second language, potentially for our own kids. So say I wanted my hypothetical kids, or I thought it would be helpful to them if they could learn language a second language or more effortlessly from the time they began speaking language around age 3 and beyond, when they started learning to read 5, 6, 7, with information technologies. Could we build this into stuffed animals, robots, into caregiving robots? Could the way parents kind of give children their language, and the baby's brain is all coded to receive language and programmed to develop language. Could we develop this sort of giving language from avatar agents, caregiving agents, or robots even eventually, in such a way also that this generosity of the parent to the child, in terms of possibly learning a second language with information technologies, could be a pattern also at World University and School, where just perhaps in high school also, where high school teachers with a class of 10 or 20 kids kind of may connect with their kids and give language, a specific subject's language, to the students in their class very generously. And in the teacher's oversight of the class can see what students are learning and what students might benefit from new gifts of language, new ways to approach learning the subject the kids are learning if they're finding challenges, and sort of open the teacher can give a language, subject's language at the high school level, perhaps at World University and School online from home as well at the IB high school level, in all of this, and perhaps with avatar agents. Say a Richard Rorty philosopher at Stanford at the end of his career becoming an avatar agent, interactive teacher with natural language processing and artificial intelligence. So another set of tweets in these regards that's related. WS Multimedia House for language learning, Scots Gaelic language, Hindi language, French language, German language from birth, and for my kids. And in a realistic virtual earth for language learning, and with physical digital avatar agent mothers, avatar agent fathers, and WUAS caregivers, and language teachers, and WUAS even with robotics, even with WUS robotics. Maybe the Toyota humanoid robot THR3 could become a caregiver for teaching language. Maybe it could even start as a stuffed animal, a little Mika 3 robot within a stuffed animal, and even another robot from Kazuo Ishiguro's, the Nobel Literature Prize winner in 2021, regarding his great book, Clara and the Sun, about artificial friends. Clara is an artificial friend, a robot at around age 14. Could she become a teacher for kids as an artificial friend, as a robot of languages, other subjects too, in people's homes, to complement teachers in the classroom, and to create knowledge generation in brand new ways with artificial intelligence and machine learning in these robots, in these Mika 3, Clara from Kazuo Ishiguro's Clara and the Sun, or the Toyota humanoid robot THR3. So agenda item 3C, I'll just read it. Robots and as stuffed animals and as second or third language teachers from when language learning starts at roughly 3 years of age and before in humans and on, building on the way parents, mothers and fathers teach and have helped their kids learn language. And similarly with paralleling or perhaps building on also great teachers in high school with kids teachers through high school and beyond, ideally. Making this work will be interesting computer science opportunities and developments. Agenda item 4. So this is related to longevity and genetic engineering and genetic adding, and regarding the Olympics, brainstorming wise. And also where World University and School, very brainstorming wise, seeks to attract so-called Olympic students, high achieving students, perhaps through the International Olympic Association, high achieving students from all 200 countries who, rather than being high achieving athletes, might take the focus of the Olympics regarding becoming a high achieving student and develop it from all 200 countries, such that they could matriculate at World University and School for free MIT OpenCourseware centric 2-year degrees and 4-year degrees and 8-year degrees, the possible PhD from home. So the set of tweets is about something quite different, but regarding yoga genetics as well, and yoga ethics. Yoga is a philosophy as well. Set of tweets reads, for hashtag Olympics, hashtag yoga genetics, for performance, higher, faster, stronger athletics, and hashtag ethics, question mark, if and when hashtag vaccines or capsules or pills, for hashtag yoga athletes with hashtag WUAS longevity and hashtag WUS aging reversal genetic drugs to develop and give us younger at age 150 years old, more supple bodies for yoga, for example, for any other sport. How will hashtag yoga ethics work? So what will be the ethics of developing genetic drugs for both higher, faster, stronger athletics and yoga athletes? There's some talk of yoga asana becoming an Olympic sport, I've read online. And if it's combined with aging reversal genetic drug therapies and longevity genetic drug therapies, such that we can live to 150 years old, and even as 25-year-olds, imagine that. We're nowhere near that yet, but we're talking about it, and have more supple bodies for yoga. How will yoga ethics work in all of this for yoga genetics? And I retweet some yoga ideas at the top of my new Twitter feed, Quaker Yoga Mac Flower, the Desiderata, hashtag Desiderata WUS, the prose poem, hashtag Tulify AS WUAS, hashtag WUAS Bliss, regarding Peter Norvig's incredible Tulify AI article about revolutionizing education with machine learning and artificial intelligence, World University in School, mentioning virtual Harbin and studying bliss. And in my yoga notations, hashtag yoga notations WUAS, scottmccloud.com/yoga notations.html. And at the Yoga Wiki School or Wiki subject page at World University and School, wiki.worlduniversityandschool.org/wiki/yoga with a capital Y, hashtag friendly Quaker WUAS, hashtag WUS abolition to abolish the wrongful buying and selling of people and the illegal sex, drugs, violence, etc. industries internationally and worldwide, and potentially in hashtag a realistic virtual earth, hashtag WUAS yoga, and a picture of me doing a partner pose with an old friend on Cuttyhunk Island on Church's Beach. And I'm in child's pose, and my friend is doing a supported gentle back bend over my back. So that's an asana. That's two asanas, two poses. All right. WUS Corporation, switching wings here. The two wings of World University and School are 501c3, MIT Open Courseware-centric World University and School on the one hand, and on the other hand, the WUS Corporation, a for-profit general stock company, legal entity in the state of California. Both are planned in 200 countries and for speakers of all 7,164 known living languages with machine learning. The academic press the web page is the current main page, worlduniversityandschool.org/academicpress.html, for both the WS Educational Services stores and the academic press for all 7,164 known living languages with machine translation. So a somewhat substantial letter here in agenda item A to Mahdi Hassan in Dhaka, Bangladesh, aka strategist Mahdi, and the JP Morgan Chase CEO Jamie Dimon with a Harvard MBA, and Jenny Ling, Chase Bank curated coaching TAP consultant with a University of Pennsylvania MBA, and US Senator and former Harvard Law professor Elizabeth Warren, and Peter Norvig, the Google AI director, and Sid Mazumdar, Health and Human Services in the US federal government, and a Shadyside Academy, SSA, high school alum from 1978 and a Harvard alum from about 1982, and Steve Camber, a Shadyside Academy alum from about 1978, and a former managing director in the 1990s of JP Morgan Chase Bank, and now at Morgan Stanley, and with a University of Texas, Austin MBA, and Sean Flaherty, an attorney in Pittsburgh, and a Shadyside alumnus from 1978, and a former Democratic member of the Pennsylvania House of Representatives for the 30th Legislative District, all. So, greetings is how the letter begins. How JP Morgan Chase CEO Jamie Dimon and Jenny Ling, who was my first consultant, World University and School's first consultant for Chase Bank curated coaching, TAP Consulting, on December 8th, 2023, 10 months ago, how Jamie Dimon and Jenny Ling are Chase Bank loans for WUAS, potentially developing step by step. And after about 10 WUAS curated coaching TAP sessions in partnership with Chase Bank, with an invitation to MIT Open Courseware-centric Wiki World University and School, which I attended all, or was invited to all, signed up for many of those, from Stanford Latino Business Action Network, LBAN, which I also attended it physically at Stanford University for some years, about 5 years ago, beginning last December 8th, 2023, with Jenny Ling, and regarding especially the WS Business Plan, the MIT Open Courseware-centric Wiki World University and School, WUAS Educational Services stores for books, computers, robotics, groceries, retail, department stores, business plan for a startup business 2024. And there's a Google Docs link to this business plan, which you can all read. Thank you, Mahdi, for facilitating the Great Beginning, bilingual Bangladesh World University and School website in the Bangla language, newly in Google Sites. And curious what's up with the English version, and per our agreement, both in writing and spoken, that you would create a bilingual website and share a finished product last Wednesday or last Friday. And as far as I can see, that's still not up. But in what ways could we find, per our written and spoken agreement, ways to approach this into the future. So the letter continues, could WUAS, both I and both one, MIT OpenCourseWare Centric Wiki World University and School, and two, the WS Corporation, our two WS wings, receive potentially Chase Bank loans in such a way that JP Morgan Chase Bangladesh could potentially pay strategist Mahdi Hassan in Dhaka, Bangladesh, to develop further WS University's websites in Google Sites, and possibly in all 200 countries, and even with the JP Morgan Chase Information Technology Department itself, and possibly with Google, and grow with Google, which World University and School has been part of now for the past few months, with Google's 182,000 employees around the world. And as WUS, so to what degree could they help build out these 200 websites, and on both wings? And as WS seeks to code for all 171 million Bangladeshis, each a Wikidata PIN number from you at World University and School, Wiki subject, and to create Wiki people-to-people free universal education, and to end poverty as well there in Bangladesh. For example, with Stanford MindPi cryptocurrency free money daily, and even part as UBI experiments. You who are hearing this or reading the transcript can get Stanford MindPi cryptocurrency free money daily yourself by going to mindpi.com/SGKMAC, downloading the app and starting to press 2 buttons every 24 hours and get maybe 3 to 5 Pi coins every 24 hours and accumulate them on your smartphone in the app. I have about 6,500 Pi coins presently, and I mine my Stanford MindPi cryptocurrency every day. So continuing with the letter, I was glad and interested to find this JP Morgan Chase Bank Bangladesh website recently, jpmorgan.com/BD/EN/about-us. And regarding Chase Bank having operations there since around 1971, and it sounds like an office or a representative there since 2010, so for about 14 years. And in some of these regards, with possible relevance for the WS Educational Services stores opening in Bangladesh, in Bangla, and the other languages in Bangladesh, of which there are a few with large populations, as I understand it. And regarding the business plan before, which includes a possible flagship bookstore, computer store, robotics store, grocery store, retail department store in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, a physical digital one on Walnut Street in the community of Shadyside. 2, continuing with the letter, I asked Gemini AI just recently, is Walmart in Greece? Gemini replied, no, Walmart isn't in Greece. And Walmart's in about 19 out of roughly 200 countries in the world. And I continued asking Gemini AI, is IKEA in Greece? Yes, I learned that this Swedish chain of furniture stores has 5 stores in 4 cities in Greece. And interestingly, Gemini AI voice mentioned the name of the Greek group that operates these. But the text reply from Gemini AI doesn't mention the name of this Greek group of IKEA managers, owners there. So these are potential building blocks for World University and School, the WS Corporation in particular. So continuing with the letter, so as a further WS question to you, could the WS Corporation engage a group in Bangladesh, networked with JP Morgan Chase Bangladesh Bank connections, to begin to open WUAS educational services stores for books, robotics, computers, retail, groceries, department stores, hospital technologies, cafes, and similar in Bangladesh? And also, in parentheses, in Greece, per the JP Morgan Greek website. And could this be a first WS Bangladeshi group of business people? And could WUAS even use an emerging flagship WS Educational Services store, physical digital, in the USA as a model? Or have a conversation between a first flagship store in Bangladesh, in Dhaka, and a first flagship store in say, Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. So how JP Morgan Chase CEO Jamie Dimon and Jenny Ling are Chase Bank loans for WS potentially developing? Step by step, please. And how best further to communicate about this and secure these initial loans at WUAS, and potentially to pay Mahdi to develop and market the Bangladesh World University and School website in Bangla further. In a related vein, and with MIT OpenCourseWare-centric Wiki World University and School being friendly, Quaker informed regarding our WUAS monthly business meeting and process, which is loosely conducted in the manner of friends, Quakers, might I invite you, CEO Jamie Dimon, and Jenny Ling, and friend Steve Camber from Shadyside 1978, and US Senator and former Harvard Law professor Elizabeth Warren, to join the WUAS Finance Committee, since Friends Monthly Business Meeting, Quaker Monthly Business Meeting, does its business via a committee process. Please let me know. Thanks, abolition-ally. Best regards, Scott. So some PSs. PSA, could WS build in Judge AI software, Judge Artificial Intelligence software, for economic dispute AI adjudication, as I understand that? And where I learned of Judge AI from the first Stanford Law Codex presentation in this autumn term, 2024. And could we even build it in, a Judge AI software, into the question of Mahdi Hassan only delivering 50% of the bilingual, quote, finished product WS website per our written and spoken understandings and agreements, and into many or some of our WS other Bangladesh and other countries arrangements, possibly. And one of the first times I met and spoke with Mahdi, who's been very helpful in developing this Bangladesh World University and School website, newly in Google Sites, in the Bangla language. We met also with Maria, the Tushova or Shutova or something, in the country of Armenia, which is between Georgia and Azerbaijan and Iran and Turkey. And she's from Russia originally, so she's developing Judge AI software, and her English is excellent. And she presented at this first Stanford Law School Codex presentation about 2 Thursdays ago. So the three of us were all, Mahdi, Hassan, and Maria of Judge AI Software, and myself, were all in this Google Meet video call together. So curious whether we could build in this Judge AI software. PPS, in what ways could also WUS collaborate with the Bangladesh Olympic Association? And by reaching out to its current head, whom I found online, General Shafiuddin Ahmed, who has a PhD. And there's even an email, a Gmail for the Olympic Committee for Bangladesh, NOCBAN@gmail, and a webpage from the Olympic Association with Bangladesh's contact information, including address, and to engage their International Olympic Organization to also seek prospective, quote, Olympic Bangladeshi students and all countries, quote, Olympic students, and for free 2-, 4-, and 8-year degrees, kind of engaging this international network of Olympic associations, Olympics countries associations, and for MIT OpenCourseWare-centric or focused WUS free degrees from home in Bangladesh. and see even below the Google Maps information for General Ahmed, who's been to the States and met with other US uniformed armed services people, it looked like, in the Washington, D.C. area. And the current Bangladeshi head of the Olympic Association there, General Shafiuddin Ahmed, could not only be an in-country Bangladeshi collaborator for strategist Mahdi, but he's also been to the Washington, D.C. area meeting with U.S. Uniformed Services staff officers, and see picture of him here in the USA, I think, with 4 officers. And he also has a PhD. So PPPS, also in the email below with the Google Maps information about Bangladesh and the possible Olympic Committee, is the name of the Google head of Google Maps, about 80 updates to Google Earth recently, and especially regarding WUAS building out a realistic virtual Earth as STEM field sites and classrooms, and for adding these new URLs and related entrees into Google Street View, for example, and algorithms, for example, to the Bangladeshi World University and School in Bangla in Google Sites. So we'd like to make it easy for prospective students to access a realistic virtual Earth for classrooms and STEM field sites that's wiki, and right from and in Bangla, and right from the Bangladesh World University School in Bangla, new website and Google Sites. And the USA World University and School in English, since many people around the world speak English from all 200 countries. And see again the incredible Tulify AIWS article from Peter Norvig titled Revolutionizing Education with Machine Learning and AI, World University in School. So it will be fascinating to get World University in schools as well. And PPPPS, and regarding a realistic virtual Harbin hot springs, I mentioned, I think, in agenda item 2, as STEAM field site and as a realistic virtual Earth for history, especially. See these recent tweets. I mentioned them above at some length. And then the PPPPS is the letter with the Google Sites information and the head of Google Earth information and similar. So that's the news and question and answer for today. Monday, September 30th, 2024. I'm Scott McLeod. I'll post the video recording of this to our usual YouTube channel, youtube.com/Scott McLeod World University, and check it out. Next Monday, might be I think it's the 7th. Saturday is the 5th of October, 2024 at 10 a.m. Eastern Time, 7 a.m. Pacific Time. I think it's 7:30 p.m. India time. Check your time zone to join this if you have questions or answers. This WS News and Question and Answer on Mondays at 10 a.m. Eastern Time. We'll post it also to the current active YouTube channels and to the 2 blogs, twitter.com/WORLDUNIVANDSCH, twitter.com/WUAS Press, and worlduniversityandschool.blogspot.com is the main World University and School blog, and the scott-mcleod.blogspot.com/label/global university is very idea rich in my daily blog. So check that out for more brainstorming, more ideas about growing this free university globally, online, in all 200 countries and in all 7,164 known living languages. So bye for now. worlduniversityandschool.org is the main homepage. We have a new beginning bilingual website on Google Sites. Those URLs are available in the blog and on Twitter. Until next week, bye for now.